Stop everything, because what just happened inside that courtroom left even seasoned reporters shaken. When the screen flickered on and new video evidence began to play, no one was prepared for the reaction that followed. Not the jury, not the judge, and definitely not YNW Melly himself. According to multiple inside sources, the moment the footage started rolling, Melly's entire demeanor changed. The confident stare vanished. His jaw tightened. His hands began to shake. And then, something no one expected, he broke down. Not a quiet moment. Not a subtle reaction. This was raw, visible panic unfolding in real time. But here's the part that has everyone talking. This wasn't just any video. This was footage the public had never seen before. Evidence prosecutors allegedly kept sealed for years. Evidence that insiders say connects dots Melly's defense has spent years denying. And as the seconds ticked by, every frame seemed to hit harder than the last. People inside the courtroom say the air felt heavy, almost suffocating. One observer claimed it was like watching someone realize the story was finally catching up to them. So what exactly was in that video? Why did it hit Melly so hard? And why are sources now whispering that this single moment could change everything? Because what happens next is where this story takes a turn no one saw coming.
Because of the vagueness, that there are no facts as to the essential elements. So it's unlawfully and knowingly initiate, organize, plan, finance, direct, manage, or supervise criminal gang-related activity.
For that 3-month period,
What else is he potentially liable for? At this point, we are positioned that it's statutory language of so generic that it does not implement as to demonstrate what allegedly criminal acts he committed.
Okay, so listen, on this one, I've read the state's response. I'm familiar with those cases. I agree with those cases. The state tracked the statute. That's certainly enough to survive a motion to dismiss. The 4 TCAs make their position on that very clear with this judge, even though this judge didn't agree. But be that as it may, nevertheless, I do note the references, as the defense points out, to statements of particulars. Based on that,
Before that screen lit up, and before the courtroom fell into stunned silence, this case was already a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. YNW Melly was not just another rapper facing charges. He was a symbol of controversy, chaos, and unanswered questions that had followed him for years. From the moment his name became tied to the deaths of his childhood friends, the internet split in half. One side saw a misunderstood artist trapped by fame and bad decisions. The other side saw someone hiding behind music, money, and silence. Every court date, every delay, every rumor only added fuel to a fire that never stopped burning. Insiders say prosecutors had been quietly rebuilding their strategy after setbacks and mistrials, promising that what they had saved for later would be impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Melly's defense team projected confidence, insisting the state had nothing new, nothing solid, and nothing that could break their narrative. Fans believed it. Critics doubted it. And the courtroom became the battlefield where both sides waited for the next move. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. Leaked reports claimed investigators were revisiting old footage, syncing timelines, and matching movements frame by frame. Social media detectives were convinced something was coming, but no one knew when or how hard it would hit. Some even said Melly himself had been warned that a turning point was approaching, though no one imagined it would arrive the way it did. By the time this latest hearing began, tension was already stretched to its limit. Everyone knew this trial was no longer just about testimony or arguments. It was about perception, pressure, and a single moment that could tilt the scales forever. And when the judge approved the next exhibit to be shown, it became clear that this was not just another day in court. This was the beginning of something far darker, far heavier, and far more personal than anyone expected.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The real shock hit when prosecutors stood up and calmly announced that the court was about to see previously unplayed footage directly tied to the night in question. That single sentence sent a ripple through the room. Melly leaned forward. His lawyers froze. The jury exchanged looks. Everyone sensed this was not routine. As the lights dimmed, the screen revealed grainy video that insiders claim had been quietly enhanced over months. At first, it looked harmless. Just movement, shadows, A familiar vehicle. But then the timestamps appeared, lining up with moments Melly's team had long argued were impossible to verify. That is when the tension snapped. According to witnesses, Melly's breathing changed almost instantly. His eyes locked onto the screen, as if he was watching something he never expected to see again. A source sitting just rows away said his lips began moving, like he was whispering to himself. That alone rattled the courtroom. Then came the first twist. Prosecutors paused the footage and zoomed in on a detail they claimed had been misunderstood for years. A reflection, a movement inside the car, a position that directly challenged the defense's timeline. Gasps followed. One juror reportedly covered their mouth. Another leaned back in their chair as if physically struck by what they were seeing. Almost immediately, chaos erupted online. A leaked courtroom text spread across social media claiming, "This video changes everything." Fans who once swore Melly was untouchable began questioning everything. Critics declared the case over. Even neutral observers admitted this was not what they expected. But just when it seemed like the damage was done, prosecutors dropped a line that made it even worse. They hinted that this footage was only the beginning and that more angles existed, angles that had never been publicly discussed. And at that moment, as Melly stared at the screen in silence, one terrifying question hung in the air. If this was just the first reveal, what else were they hiding?
The YNW Melly. I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
Just when the courtroom thought the worst was over, the situation spiraled completely out of control. Prosecutors did not move on. They leaned in, and that is when the shocking reveal began to unfold in real time. According to multiple people inside the room, the state revealed that the video was not a single clip, but part of a much larger sequence. A sequence they claimed had been reconstructed using synced surveillance angles, audio fragments, and motion tracking. Suddenly, the narrative everyone thought they understood felt dangerously incomplete. Then came the bombshell. A prosecutor stated that the footage viewers had just seen was only a reference point, not the main exhibit. The real evidence, they hinted, showed events leading up to and immediately after the moment captured on screen. That single statement sent a wave of panic through the defense table. Melly's attorneys were seen urgently whispering to each other as Melly kept his eyes locked forward, completely still. Outside the courtroom, chaos exploded. A supposed leak message from a legal insider began circulating online, claiming this changes how the entire timeline is viewed. Within minutes, hashtags started trending, with fans arguing, critics celebrating, and commentators calling it the most intense courtroom moment of the year. What made it worse was the reaction inside the room. Observers say Melly put his head down briefly, then looked back up at the screen with an expression that sources described as shock mixed with disbelief. One reporter tweeted, "I have never seen a defendant react like that to evidence." And just when everyone thought the reveal was complete, the judge announced a short recess. That pause was brutal, because now the question was no longer what was shown, but what had not been shown yet. And if the state was willing to reveal this much, what were they waiting to unleash next?
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
The moment the courtroom doors opened, it felt like the world had exploded. Social media didn't just react, it erupted. Within seconds, clips of the video started circulating, stitched together with dramatic captions, and people were already calling it the biggest moment in the case so far. Fans of Melly went into full defense mode, posting desperate messages like, "They're trying to frame him, and this is a setup, y'all, don't believe the lies." But the opposing side didn't hold back either. Critics flooded the feeds with posts saying, "This is the proof we've been waiting for," and Melly's luck finally ran out. The controversy went viral instantly, and within hours, the drama had reached celebrity circles. Influencers with millions of followers began live streaming their reactions, claiming they had insider knowledge and that the case was about to take a massive turn. One rapper even posted a cryptic message that read, "When the truth hits, the whole house falls." That alone sent the internet into a frenzy, with fans speculating about who the message was directed at. News outlets began running headlines that sounded like movie trailers. Some called a courtroom nightmare, while others labeled it the evidence that could end everything. Even mainstream media commentators were stunned, saying the video had changed the story in a way nobody predicted. But the most shocking part was the division. Supporters claimed Melly was being attacked by the system, while haters insisted justice was finally catching up. The comment sections turned into battlegrounds, with people accusing each other of being brainwashed or blind. And in the middle of all this chaos, a new rumor began circulating, a rumor that hinted the next revelation might involve someone far bigger than Melly himself. So now the question isn't just whether Melly is guilty, it's whether the entire industry is about to be dragged into this scandal. Just when everyone thought the case couldn't get any more explosive, the courtroom dropped the final twist, and it was the kind of reveal that makes you rewind the entire story. As the judge returned from recess, prosecutors announced they had one more piece of evidence to introduce, a hidden audio clip that had never been played publicly. The clip was described as a private conversation between two people connected to the case, and insiders say it included a voice that sounded eerily familiar. The room went quiet, like the entire courtroom was holding its breath. Then the audio played.
It was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
And it wasn't just any conversation. It was a call that, according to sources, suggested someone inside the case was working with the defense, and that the truth had been manipulated for months. People in the room reportedly looked shocked, as if they were watching a betrayal unfold live. But the real bombshell came at the end of the clip. The voice on the line allegedly hinted at another person who had been silenced, and who might have been the one actually responsible for the whole incident. That means everything we thought we knew could be wrong. Melly's team immediately demanded a mistrial, claiming the evidence was unfair and tampered with. Prosecutors insisted it was legitimate and too important to ignore. The judge didn't rule immediately, and the courtroom descended into chaos. Outside, the internet went into full meltdown. People started accusing the defense of bribery. Others claimed the prosecution was planting evidence. And the most dangerous theory began spreading, that someone powerful was trying to redirect the blame to protect a bigger secret. The last thing anyone saw before the video cut off was Melly staring straight ahead, eyes wide, as if he had just realized the truth was about to come out. And the final question hanging in the air is chilling. If someone else is involved, who is it? And how far will they go to keep the truth buried? Alright, now I need you to tell me what you think, because this story is about to explode even more, and your opinion matters. Do you believe the new video evidence is real, or do you think it's a setup designed to destroy Melly? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, and don't hold back. If you're still confused, ask yourself this. Why would the prosecution wait so long to show this footage? And if there's another person involved, who do you think it could be? A hidden witness, a secret informant, or someone far bigger than Melly? I want you to hit that like button if you're shocked by what you just heard, and if you're not subscribed yet, you're missing the next chapter of this story. Because trust me, this isn't over. Not even close. Also, share this video with someone who needs to see it, because the internet is going to be talking about this for weeks. And if you want the next update as soon as it drops, turn on post notifications and come back for the next video. We're not done yet. The next episode.